Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Timothy Hill, and I am the producer of the Heart to Heart Relationship Talk Show. Joining me today, I have my co-producer, Trina. Shout out to my other co-producer, Dees Walls. And we also have one of our panelists, Derrick Simmons, joining us today. What's good, Derrick? How you doing, man?
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me.
Oh, man, awesome. We, like I said, you've been on the show before. We really enjoyed you. And we're very glad that you could be back with us February. So with that being said, could you let viewers know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you?
Yes, my name is Derrick Simmons. I'm an IFBB pro and trainer. And you can find me at relentless_attitude on Instagram and relentless attitude on YouTube.
Okay, all right. So again, we've had you on the show before. Is there any updates that you would like to share with us since the last time you've been on the show in regards to stuff you've been doing before we get into the questions?
Not so much, just a little bit of the same old, but just on a bigger scale. Yeah, still training clients, helping to improve their lives, and just focus on that, just serving the best way I can to make people more healthier or just build muscle for cosmetic reasons.
Okay, all right. So looking at some of your videos, we saw one video on YouTube where I guess you did it kind of like a 30-minute video talking about the IFBB Pro, and you going, moving past it. So with that being said, are there any other competitions that you're looking at possibly entering or pursuing?
We'll see. Right now, I'm just focused on business.
Okay.
Like I said, like my main priority is just, just serving my clients the best way I can. And if they're not a client, just try to promote health and fitness because it is a big need in this country. The obesity rate is well over, I think it's like 70%. So, which is crazy for this country. And so there's plenty of people that are unhealthy, very unaware of how to diet, how to exercise. And I think that a lot of people, they view health and fitness as an option, which it mind boggles me because the food industry and the pharmaceutical industry, I see them working together.
Yeah.
So the food industry, they want you to eat all of the junk food. They discount all of the junk food, and then that leads you right into the pharmaceutical industry. And somebody like me, people view me as an option. So say, oh, well, I can't afford your services because they will put other things in priority of that, including the bad food, including the alcohol. And so then they'll get to their doctor with whatever, disease or health risk that's involved in their life currently. And then the doctor says, okay, well, now we're going to prescribe you with this. And then that comes out to thousands upon thousands of dollars that you would have never paid me in the first place.
And side effects.
Right. And so you end up paying a lot more. And these medications, they're not made to actually make you better. They're just made to just do enough to keep you hooked. So now you just keep dishing out the money. And, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but that's why I believe that was the sole purpose of the pandemic. You saw that the stats, it was towards people who were older or people who were obese. That was the main health risk of COVID. And so, and also there's many studies shown that the best way to counteract the pandemic is to focus on your health, is to make sure that your immune system can fight off these diseases. And so I'm trying to really make sure that people don't view this as an option, and you can incorporate this into your lifestyle. You don't have to go in the gym and lift weights for several hours like me. A simple walk outside, a simple decision of eating a banana versus eating that cookie, that can be the difference,
And like your quantity as well, because you can indulge in things, but you don't have to overdo it consistently every day. But you can still, for me, for like dieting, exercising, maintaining your health, I shouldn't forget that I like certain foods. What I should remember is that I shouldn't have these foods every day. That's how I think of it. I don't think of discarding food. I just think of, well, if I want a pizza, I know that, hey, I'm not going to have it every weekend, every day. Just, I guess when I work out and I feel good, or, you just want to have something nice, but I'm not going to sit down every day and order pizza. That's just the way I view it.
Be an adult, right?
Sometimes.
It's like I see the show for entertainment purposes. It's called 600-Pound Life. It's one of my favorite shows. I use a lot of the clips into my YouTube videos.
Yes, you do. I see that. So I have a question for you in terms of, because you're working more on the business side for health and wellness and fitness. Just streaming back a little bit to the IFBB Pro, just one question. Has anyone ever come to you for training in relation to entering that competition, and have you turned them away, or have you tried to steer them in a more healthier direction for it?
If the kids, so I turned out a lot of younger guys that they just looked at it as steroid this, take that, and I'm not that guy. Because the way that I started off was that I focus on the training. I focus on, I was naive, and I guess I was a little bit delusional into thinking that hard work and determination can outdo the drugs. And I grew up watching Rocky IV. And so in Rocky IV, you saw Rocky Balboa training naturally out in the wilderness. And then you saw Ivan Drago in the, machinery, taking the steroids. And so I always wanted to be Rocky,
right,
against, the impossible foe known as Ivan Drago. And I think that was the time period that I grew up. And it was all about the training, the hard work, the diet. That's what drew me into bodybuilding. It wasn't necessarily the steroid usage. And I think now with the influencers that we have on YouTube, with the Liver King scenario now just coming out about, I believe now that the kids, they care only about the drug usage. And that's it. Like they really don't care much about the training aspect. I see so many kids now in the gym, they're on their phones in between the sets, and then they're doing the sets, and they're half-assing it. And then they want to talk about taking testosterone and taking tren and taking withdrawal, and all those things do work. You have to, it's about the training. And so if I notice that a kid is not really had their head on straight towards that, then I won't even deal with them.
Yeah, it's always muscle to mind.
Yeah, and like you said, hard work and training, that's what's going to last anyway. Because when they get older and, their body can't take those steroids no more, or, all that bad stuff that they're putting in their body, the body going to break down. So,
yeah. And so being an IFBB Pro, I have taken steroids, but I'm off of all steroids right now. All of the recent videos that you guys see me on my Instagram page, that's my body. That's how it looks like right now without any steroid usage. And I get comments on people thinking that I'm on steroids right now.
Yeah, I believe it.
Right. And the reason
why, but you can tell the difference, though. I can see the difference.
Yeah.
When you post, I see a huge difference.
I'm not as big as I was on steroids, but I'm still impressive enough to make people believe that I'm still on steroids. And the reason why is because I had that mindset from the start. I have trophies. I won multiple shows naturally without that. So I built the base. And so if I ever get off the steroids or off the gear, I still have muscle that I built.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah. All right. So going back to training, which you kind of spoke on, which muscle groups would you say is the hardest to develop, and what are some cheats that someone could do to kind of get those up?
Muscle mass.
Yeah, for us black men, I would say the calves. We don't have calves. Yeah, this just naturally we don't have no calves.
The chicken feet.
Yeah. I get comments all the time, like guys say, "Oh, you gotta train your calves, man, more." I'm like, bro, I train my calves every single day. I'm like, trust me, I know. Like, it's just don't grow.
It's
true.
Genetics
It's genetic.
plays a part in that.
Definitely is genetics.
Yeah, somewhat, but yeah.
So what would be the recommendation part what would be a recommendation to try and grow your calves?
Okay, so I did hit a period, it was maybe a couple years ago, where I got my calves almost up to 18 inches. But that was, I prioritized them. So I think that was the only thing that I was working. And I spent like a lot of hours just pumping them up, pumping them full of blood. And I think I worked them maybe 4 times a week. And that's the best strategy. But the reason how I was able to do that, though, I was a lot younger. I had less responsibilities in my life. So I could spend 3-4 hours in the gym.
Right.
I can't do that no more.
Right. Right. I was the same way back in my 20s. So yeah.
Yeah, so you already know. Yeah, things
3-4 hours.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just gonna steer away. We've been talking about working out, health and fitness. All right, great. So we have the show coming up February 22nd. And on the last show, we have people's perspective, their questions coming in, and then you, our panelists, share your perspective and your view, and try to assist them as best as you can with any questions that they have. So we're not going to ask you a relationship question. However, we want you to share with our viewers, your experience on the last show, and why you think the heart-to-heart relationship talk show is something that people should come and see.
So I think that we're dealing in a time right now where relationships and monogamous relationships in particular is becoming instinct. And it's almost to the point where now if a guy is viewed as somebody who wants to be in a relationship, wants to be loyal to one woman, we're looked at as a simp. He's a simp. He's a weak man. He's a beta male. And then we look at the other end, and if a woman wants to be committed to one man, then we looked at, oh, well, she's not strong enough. She's not independent. She's not a strong woman. She needs a man. And there's a lot of opposing forces. And then we come into a time frame where people are not coming from wholesome families. And when you don't come from a wholesome families, you come from a lot of hurt. And that hurt creates a lot of walls. A lot of walls that psychologically we may not be subconsciously aware of. This is just automatic because these are defense mechanisms. Kind of like if I were to put my hand into the fire, now I know that fire will burn me, right? So I will make sure that I'll get close enough so I can be warm, but I won't go too far because I don't want to get burnt. So a lot of times when you have 2 hurt people and then they're coming together and they may go as far as going into a marriage, that might not end up working because a marriage, just based off of my experience so far, you need full-on communication. And when I say you need full-on communication is, I don't mean like, okay, you're going to get the groceries today, I'm going to go get the gas, and then we're going to meet up and everything's cool. No, I'm not talking about that. When I talk about communication I'm talking about breaking down those walls, breaking down those barriers and knowing that you have those barriers. And that's going to allow those 2 people in order to communicate, to keep that relationship whole, because you guys now are a team. And I believe that men and women, when they really commit to one another, they really, really become one and become that team, the sky is the limit. But it's hard to do that because, again, a lot of people are coming into these relationships now hurt because all the turmoil that society has caused. And then when we go that into the Black community in itself, then that you get 10 times that, 20 times that, 30 times that. So I think the goal for this podcast, this brand, the goal for this brand is to try to highlight that we dealing with all of these problems, and maybe we can help these people, whoever watches this channel, to find out those defense mechanisms that they built up so they can break down those walls, and then they can become a better partner for whoever they become a partner with in their life.
Yeah.
That's something. That's,
man.
I mean, I never told you what was the purpose of the show, but you sat there and broke it down, and that's why we do the show.
And you gave the example.
Get those questions out there, talk about it, get the perspectives, and then let whatever resonate with you. You know what I'm saying? Take it for what it's worth. And try to heal from it if you can, and at least you kind of have an idea. So whether you do something or not, that's on you. But at least you were trying to address the elephant in the room.
And your issues. You're not just hearing one person speak.
Right.
You're hearing different views because everyone has their own experience in life.
Yep.
So it's not the same, but it's good to hear what others have gone through because you can also use what they have gone through and apply it to what you're doing if it's applicable.
Yep.
Because not everything is applicable in life. However, you can take bits and different views and, make it your own. So, boy, Derrick, you hit the nail on that one. You hit the nail on that one. So,
all right. So, before we get off, do you have anything you got coming up that you'd like to share with the viewers that they could check out?
No, just catch me on my YouTube channel. Really trying hard to get that thing up to 10K subscribers. So we're close. So follow the YouTube channel, and that's about it.
You want to mention what the YouTube channel is?
Relentless.
Relentless Attitude.
Relentless Attitude. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, other than that, we're looking forward to hearing you on February 22nd. It's going to be an awesome show. We got Trina. She'll be hosting it this time. But before we get off, we do have to shout out our sponsors. Shout out to Stream Addict. Shout out to Starving My Records. Shout out to Flago 313 and shout out to Pharcyde TV. So till then, you can find tickets. This show is free. So go to Eventbrite, go ahead, get a ticket, reserve your spot. It's only 100 spots going to be allowed into the show. So get your tickets before, you're going to have to wait probably a couple months before you get to the next show. So
and get your questions ready.
Yep, and send your questions in to Heart to Heart RTS on Instagram or Facebook, and we'll try to get it asked on the show.
All right, Derrick, that's it.
All right, D. I get with you. See you February 22nd.
All right, thanks for having me again.
All right, thank you for being here. All right.